life, love, relationships.
Wait, we're gonna give away all our secrets?
Welcome to the Man Perspective
With K-Man
and the Dawn. All right, this is episode 7, The Solution to Police Brutality. Now, we've spoken about a lot on training for the officers, why the officers not use a billy club, why officers don't get that aha moment and say, hey, I better not do that.
Yeah.
I'll be the next YouTube sensation.
Yeah, the next YouTube villain.
That's it. You know, let me be cool. Everybody got their camera out. Let me not do that. You know, but now we're going to talk about in our 7th and probably final, well, we say it's the final episode of this series, the solution. What is the solution to this police brutality?
I think it has to start with retraining, because if you don't reprogram the way that these police officers think, they're just going to continue doing what they're doing. And you know, it's not just them, it's management and you know, I don't know how police hierarchy and, you know, management levels go, but like whoever you know what I mean? Management, right? We'll just call it management. They have to be retrained too, because the world's changed. Things can't be handled like this. And I think between retraining and practical solutions to problems, and they also, as part of training, they need to be taught in diffusing situations. Listen, we'll be right back. I got to change my mask and use the gallon of hand sanitizer, and then I'm going to come back and we'll get right back into it. And I think between the training, retraining, training how to defuse situations, and be given practical tools other than just a firearm or a taser, like you were saying, the I guess what do they call it? The billy club.
Right.
Use
Bring
that
back the billy club.
Yeah, bring back the
Bring it
billy
back.
club and truly make a firearm as a mode of last resort. And that, along with the retraining and giving these people the tools through training to defuse situations, I think that alone, it may not completely solve the problem, but I think it's headed in the right direction at that point to work on a true solution. Because if you don't have the tools, you can't solve the problem.
Life, love, relationships.
Get yourself some.
It's what you need.
That's right.
The Man Perspective
With K-Man
and the Don. Okay, that's one good aspect. I think the more important, even before that, I think accountability.
Yeah.
I think, you know, when instances like this happen, we got to hold them accountable. You got to arrest them. You got to put them through the system. The fact that you don't grab them right away after the incident tells the world and tells the city, hey, man, you don't care. And that's why you're going to have the protests happening each and every time. So when something like this happens, we got to arrest you, dude. You know, we'll figure it all out. At least some people will feel somewhat happy. Okay, they arrested him. We'll look at the situation and, you know, put him on trial.
Yeah.
I mean, really put them on trial, not put them on trial because the DA likes them and they're going to just say, hey, you know, we can't have you guys arrest. No, arrest them first. Let them know that they have to be held accountable and actually put them on trial ASAP. See,
I agree.
Problem is when you don't do that and you don't see if they grab them right away and say, listen, we're going to have to arrest them. We arrested the officer. This is what happened. This is what they said happened. So we arrested the officer. Now there's got to be some calm in the streets. Because you can say, okay, damn, at least they arrested him. They got him. So ain't no sense, you know, flipping cars over and burning down the damn city because, hey, they arrested him.
No.
You know what I mean? That's a start.
Yeah.
Hold them accountable first.
I do agree that whole
Gotta do that.
uh that
You
whole
gotta do
hide
that.
behind the badge thing and
Right.
that whole sweep it under the rug,
Right.
that shit's got to go.
Yeah. Those
Because
days gotta stop.
if you commit a crime, cop or not, you need to be treated like everybody else would be treated. And let's face it, if I gun down someone in the street, do you think that they're going to take their sweet ass time prosecuting me? No. So the same has to apply to the cops.
Right.
They're they're people who are given a badge and they're held to a higher standard, right? So when they screw up or commit a crime, the same has to go the opposite way. They have to now be held to that higher standard and
Right.
prosecuted like anybody else would.
Hold them accountable. That's what I say.
Exactly.
Hold them accountable ASAP. There's no more fussing about what's outside. I hope you got that air conditioning blazing, because it's definitely hot outside, and we about to bring that heat on the man perspective with K-Man and the Don. See, and the fact that they wait 2-3 months, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Cops still walking around. Oh, we're gonna put them on desk duty and all this nonsense. No, stop. You stop getting paid. You know what I mean? We gotta
Yeah.
arrest you. We gotta put you, put you through the trial like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if they do more of that, that will make some of the officers think twice about using a gun in a situation where there's no gun battle happening. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, get me wrong. If a guy got a gun, he's shooting, yeah, blow his brains out. I don't,
Yeah.
that's what you trained to do. But if a person's running away and you shooting them in the back, come on, you going to jail. We'll
Yeah.
have out the, I'm sorry. We got to look at it. We got to look at the video. We got to look at the footage. But we can't have you on the street. Matter of fact, we can't even have you working in the office and still getting paid. Because what does that say? See, it sets the wrong stigma to the city. You
It
know,
does.
and that's why they flipping cars over, burning down the joint. And it
Yeah.
hurts. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
well, damn, you don't even care.
Yeah.
Cop gets shot or someone gets shot. You know what I mean? Because when a cop gets shot, it's a big deal. But when a person gets shot, right? No one cares.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we have to think about it, and it'll take them a while to press charges. Then it takes another month to get the DA involved. Then it takes another month to get the attorney general involved. You follow what I mean?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 2-3 months went by, and everybody's mad. Like, arrest these guys. Have them on trial. Put them on trial. Let's see what's going on.
Oh, I
No,
agree.
they wait.
I
And
agree.
because you wait and because there's no accountability, people are tired and they say, you know what? The hell with this.
Well, it also makes it look like some like shady shit's going on too.
Right. What's happening in the background?
Yeah.
Why are they not moving?
Exactly.
Like I was saying in one of the episodes, I think it was with episode 3, the protesting. Why they're protesting? Well, you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Now I start to flip some cars over and I start to burn this bad boy down. Now all of a sudden you're gonna move your hiney and say, okay, let's get the DA involved.
Yeah.
Let's get this one involved. Let's get that one involved. But till then, you
Sometimes
didn't think
that's what it
about it.
takes.
Right. And it's sad that it has to go that route. But if they would have grabbed them right away and say, okay, we got the officers, we're going to charge these officers, we're going to put them in the trial, we're going to let them, let's look at the footage, let's see what's going on, and have it can even be more so a judgmental where the pairs of the community can decide what the fate is. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, a lot of this stuff will stop.
Oh yeah.
You see, if you go that route, that's a good solution. Have the community of that city judge them, and I'm not talking just 12 jurors. I mean, get the community, get everybody's opinion on it. What do you think we should do to this guy, and why? Well, based on the footage, I think he should get 3-4 years for that. You know what I mean? Or he
Yeah.
should do this or that. Or do that. But he got to be held first accountable. and that's
Absolutely.
where the lacking is happening. And I think that's one of the greatest solutions is first hold these officers accountable,
Yeah.
so that they don't keep doing this nonsense. Because every week, every month, some officer shoots somebody that doesn't need to be shot.
That
You
is
know,
true.
a cop pulls somebody over for a busted tail light, and all of a sudden he gets shot. I pull this person over because he went through a red light. All of a sudden, the guy gets shot. What's going on? Why are you shooting? When they're
Yeah.
not armed. And mind you, all of these instances that has happened, they are not armed. Keep that in mind. That's why I say you got to hold them accountable. You're not armed. Okay? Good that you have a gun, and I'm glad the officers have a gun. But if I'm not armed, I'm not a threat to you.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the part they got to understand. That's the second solution. Haha, guess what? I'm armed. The other person isn't. You know, they're not a threat to me. If you're not armed, you're not a threat. If you're armed, now it's a threat.
Yeah.
And if I'm armed and the officer is armed, well, you know what? Hey, it's a shootout.
Yeah.
And in those instances, when it's a shootout like that, then hey, the money's on the officer because
Yeah.
that's what they're trained to do. You know what I mean? You get some guy walking around and he's shooting at people. Hey, take him out. Other countries are doing it. Why are we not doing it?
Yeah, that's true.
All this negotiation crap. No, take him the heck out quick as possible.
Yeah.
But that's a solution. They got to start living up to it and start realizing that, yeah, they're a threat and so forth, and then they have a weapon. But if the other person doesn't have a weapon, there's no need for me to bring my weapon out. If the other person is running away from me and he takes off, I don't have to shoot him in the back. You know what
No.
I'm saying? I'm not shooting him. What's the point?
Yeah.
Even if a person jumps in it, like in that situation where Jacob was jumping into the car, even if he sped off, that's all right. We know where he lives. We got his license plate number
Yeah.
and his family or whatever that was there as well. We'll find him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got to come back sometime,
That's true.
right? But you
Absolutely.
can't be, oh, he jumped back in his car. Let me pull out my gun. No, there's no threat there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You're
There's
right.
no threat. And you can't make it a threat. And you can't say that you're nervous if no one's pointing a gun back at you.
That is true.
Like it was one instance, I think it was down in South Carolina, where the guy got pulled over because of child support, for Christ's sakes. I think it was, right? Guy had child support, and the cop pulled him over, and he couldn't pay it, so he thought he was going to get arrested. So he jumps out the car and takes off and runs.
Yeah.
Cop pulls out his gun and shoots him in the back as he's running.
That's right.
Where was the
Yeah.
threat? See, this is the whole idea.
There was
Where
none.
was the threat? He's running away from you.
Exactly. The threat's leaving.
Right. Same thing down in Missouri with I think Michael Brown. He's running away from him or walking away from him. And because you yelled stop and he didn't, you pull out your gun? I don't get that. You know what I'm saying?
I
Why
don't
pull
either.
out your gun now and he's walking away from you?
It doesn't make
Right?
sense.
Or that young man that was down in Chicago was the same thing. He was just walking, and I guess they told him to stop, and he kept on walking. They pulled out the gun and unloaded on him,
No.
but he's walking away from them. You know, he was walking away from them. So at that point, they shouldn't be pulling out their guns. And so,
No.
yeah, it goes back to the training. I don't know how they train. You know, um, you're gonna have some hard headed people. I get that.
Yeah.
But does that mean you have to pull out a gun to try to resolve it?
No.
See, that's not a, you know what I mean? It's not a solution. And so they got to figure a way to not only reinvent training and redo training, but figure a way how to get out of situations like that. And I think one of the other solutions they was talking about, I believe the president, you know, I, a great president, right? Trump. I think one of his people came up with the idea of having a social worker travel with the police. What do you think about that?
Um,
And so when the cops get into that aha moment, that social worker say, "Hey, there's no need for you to use your weapon. Holster it back down, and let's talk to him. You know what I mean? Obviously, this person may have a mental illness, or or whatever, so they can kind of, hey, there's no need for you to pull out that weapon. You know what I mean? We about to pay some bills, and I think you should too. Sit back and relax and listen to the man perspective with K Man and the Dog. In
I
that
mean,
instance,
if they're going to work in that capacity, that might be beneficial. Um, if that's their actual plan, yeah. I mean, hey, it's worth a shot.
right,
See what works, see what doesn't, make
right,
adjustments as you go.
right.
Um,
Because trying to train them on the social behavior of people and things of that nature, I don't think it's working right now.
I don't think they're doing
I
it
know they
right now.
have, yeah, I know they have, what do you call it? Those training facilities with
Yeah.
cops where, people, they try to bring out different scenarios, right?
Mhm.
And they want to see what the officer's going to do.
Yeah.
Right? And they always got someone who's a hard headed guy says, "Hey, stay right there." Yeah, he's walking towards you. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna stay here. I don't, what you tell me? Don't tell me what to do. And he's walking towards you, and then all of a sudden, quick, the officer pulls out his gun and he starts shooting. And then they try to tell him, "Hey, you gotta, don't shoot for the heart right away. Try to shoot at the leg or shoot at the foot. You know what I mean? Blow his kneecap off or something like that. Don't shoot him. Don't kill him, but maim him, slow him
Yeah.
down. He's walking toward you, slow him down, you know. Now, if he's up on you, yeah, you could blow his head off. But if he's coming towards you, shoot him in the leg. He's still coming, shoot him in the foot. You know what I mean? Until he goes down. Shoot him
Yeah.
in the arm. Do something, but don't kill him, but just stop the process. You know what I mean? Or slow down the process by not killing them, but slowing it down by making it more and more difficult for you to come towards me. Because if you
Yeah.
coming towards me or running towards me, I'm shooting at your leg.
Yeah.
I'm trying to blow a foot off. I'm trying to blow a kneecap off. And it's better that I blow your kneecap off and your foot off or your arm than me shooting a gun in your head and blowing and killing you.
Absolutely.
You know? Because that should be the lesson and you should learn from that. So, that's a solution they need to look at. And why they're not doing it or why they're not training them like that is beyond me. But that's something I think they really need to start looking into of saying, they don't want to use the billy club. They're not using the taser because the billy club don't work. The taser's not working. So now you're resorting to your gun. But now when you resort to your gun, you're going for the kill. You feel what I
Yeah.
mean? Especially when it's and I noticed this, especially when there's more than one officer. When you got 10
Mhm.
officers around you telling you stop and you don't stop, and all the officers pull out their guns and unload, that's a problem.
Oh yeah, because
Now, if
it's
you got 10
absolutely
off, right,
unneeded.
you got 10 officers all pull out bully clubs and beat the hell out of you, I think you're gonna get the message. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or everybody pulls out their taser and tase you, I think you're gonna get the message.
Yeah.
But when everybody pulls out their gun and they all unload, that's a problem, a major
Yeah.
problem. And why they don't think about, hey, you know what? Let me try to slow the process down. Like I said in that case, that was in Wisconsin. You know, shooting
Mm.
the person in the back, you could have shot him in the leg, could have shot him in the arm. You know what I mean? You could have hit him with a billy club. You could have tased him. They said the taser didn't work, but you could have. It's more than just one officer.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a person is or strong, trust me, it's difficult to have when you got 10 officers. I'm sure 10 people, 10 officers can hold down the biggest, strongest guy you think that's out there. Just too
Absolutely.
many. Just everybody pile on them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everybody pile on them. All that weight. Hey, you ain't going nowhere.
No.
especially if you're not branding a gun.
Oh yeah.
So, you're not in that dangerous situation.
No.
So, you got one crazy guy walking around. He could be the most muscle guy out there. But trust me, a good billy club upside your head, towards the legs, shoot you in the foot, blow your kneecap out. You're going down. I don't care. One way or the other, you're going down. But at least you get to live.
Yes. Yes.
At least you get to live. But, hey, I hope there's other solutions out there. You heard our perspective. I would love to hear yours. So please get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com.
Or use the hashtag #TheManPerspective. Labor Day's coming, so you better put in some work and listen to The Man Perspective with K-Man and The Don.
Now you heard our perspective. It's time to hear yours. Get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com.
Or use the hashtag #TheManPerspective.